For most of us, there are periodic times throughout our life where we reflect back onto the past. We reflect back onto our experience, our past. As a child, in our teens, 20s, 30s, and so on. And we realize that through all of those times, there is constant change. Our bodies are changing. Our friends are changing. Our abilities are changing. Our knowledge is changing. Our jobs are changing. Our lifestyles are changing. Everything is changing. But there's one essence that never ever changes. Because we look within and we're like, there's something about me that has never changed. I have been me my entire life. Even though I do not deny that everything in my life has changed as I've aged. What is that hasn't changed? What is that you know has never changed? Like you inherently know that there's something within you that's permanent, that has never for one moment flickered. You've never not been you, ever. And you know that. What is that? What is that essence? What is that experience of me, of I? You should say the true experience of me. For the me is the everything that changes, and the I, or I am, is that which never changes. This essence of I is experienced especially when we reflect way back into childhood. It seems to, the essence of childhood seems to draw this out of us more. So we reflect back on certain aspects of our life, such as cloud gazing. I mean, we still do it as an adult from time to time. You look up in the clouds and you watch a cloud morph into Donald Duck, and then into a flower, and then into a dragon. This is childhood. This is the essence. This is the remembrance of this. It could be learning how to ride a bike. It could be playing with your dolls. It could be running through the sprinklers or building sand castles. We were so here and now during that time. And this is what we all long for. We all long for that experience that we had, that direct experience that we had as we ran through the sprinklers and as we built sandcastles. These reflections are pointing to that essence that we know that is never changed. Because that's what we were experiencing as a child. Our true nature, known in Sanskrit as our swarupa or atma swarupa, one's true nature, our being, our essence of who we actually are. Yet, when we go to try to grab a hold of that essence, to know it with our mind, it disappears. Which is the evidence of what veils our true nature. If every time we try to grab this essence with our mind to know it and label it, it vanishes, then the mind itself must be the mechanism which covers and veils the truth of our being, which covers the peace of ourself, that essence of childhood. This is the direct pointer, that it is our mind that veils the truth of our being. It's our ego, it's our individual self. But because we've been trained and conditioned to believe that we have a mind, and it is the utmost top shelf tool that we have, and it's never questioned. Its validity is never questioned, especially in the Western Hemisphere. That we use the only tool that we have to try to grab the essence of childhood. And it's futile. It fails every time. So this message of non-duality is about questioning the mind. It's about questioning the tool, the egoic mind that covers the peace that we all seek. And it takes courage. It takes courage to question the deepest belief that we all have, that we have a mind, and that mind is everything. And if we lose that mind, we would die. How would we function? How would we get out of bed? How would we make money? How would we support our families? How would we have a good time without a mind? It's very valid. Very valid. It's not denied. And that's the most beautiful thing about Advaita or non-duality, is that absolutely nothing is denied. We believe our mind is the ultimate tool. It's who we are, and without it we die. Yep, let it be that. Not denying that one iota. All we're saying is, why don't we question it to see if there's validity in this belief? We've been taught that this mind is what thinks. It's what is the agent, or gives us agency over our body and our life and our decisions. Advaita is not saying there isn't a mind. There is a mind. It's the universal mind of awareness. It's what knows. It's the egoic mind, the finite mind, that is not real. It's the universal mind of consciousness, or the universal mind of awareness, that is the essence of childhood. It is the peace. We do not disappear when the egoic mind is dissolved. In fact, we become our pure swarupa, our purest nature. It is the permanence that you experience when you reflect back in life and know that everything is changing except one thing, which is not a thing. It's the direct experience of being. It's the direct experience of the universal mind of awareness, which is peace. And the moment we try to grab onto that with our finite mind, which cloaks the universal mind, the moment we use that tool of egoic mind to try to know our being, our being is cloaked, and it appears that we lose experience of it. Let's do some physical examples. Any of you who have been following me know that I love to use my hands to try to describe what I'm pointing to in a physical way. It seems like the egoic mind, it needs things to grab onto to try to understand this, and that's just how it works. And the more that we understand it with our egoic mind, the more it seems that we realize that what is discussed here is the truth, and we're willing to let go of our egoic mind more and more and more to experience our being, the universal mind, the peace, more and more and more. So what could this look like? Well, let's say that this is the universal mind of consciousness. This is everything. This is totality. This is I am. This is everything we seek. This is the experience of childhood. And the moment we turn our attention away from this and onto the world, there is this bond that happens. And this bond is the ego. It is the finite mind that cloaks this. So ego, we could call it like a plus, like the symbol plus in math, plus, minus, division, those symbols, because it is what adds the world to reality. It is what cloaks this with this. You could look at it like that. This, like a plus sign, isn't a thing. It's spurious. It's unreal, because the moment we look for it, it disappears. So this adds all of our attributes, our identities, our attachments, our aversions onto I am. So let's run through some of these. I am a man. See that? Duality comes into play. This is non-duality. And the moment this happens, there's duality. I've got this plus this. That's duality. So any identifiers onto this creates duality. So let's keep running through some of these. I am a husband. I am an entrepreneur. I am a homeowner. I am a friend. I am a cyclist. I am responsible. I have integrity. I suck at spelling, even though I'm an author. I am good at problem solving. Or I am a problem solver. I am an employee. I mean, you add this is everything that we know. Everything. So, identities such as I am a man, I am 57 years old, I have a wife, and so on. Attachments. Attachments are easy because they're the things that we like. We prefer ice cream over broccoli, so to speak. We like being in nature, right? I like nature. I like being with my friends. I like going to concerts, right? These are the attachments. You could say, I'm a nature person. I'm a concert goer, right? These are just more attributes we add onto here. Now, one of the biggest ones is our aversions, our dislikes. I don't like AI. I don't like where the world is heading. I don't like broccoli. I like ice cream. it's actually our aversions that create the most pain and suffering in our lives. Because why? We're not unconditionally accepting them, which is what this whole message is about. It leads to unconditional love and acceptance for what is. So what I'm saying here is that this is the essence we seek, and this is the mechanism that covers this essence. When this dissolves, when we question this, these don't go away. They just get dissolved into that. The only thing that you will see, the only thing that is not real, that's a true illusion, is this. The only thing. Everything else still remains as it is. It's seen through that this isn't real. It never has been. And only this is reality. Only I am is reality. And when this collapses into this, this is now reality itself, because this is now contained within the universal mind. There's no difference here. This is non-duality. So we go from duality and it collapses into non-duality. And the consciousness and the apparent world are not seen and known as anything separate anymore. And this is the experience of childhood. This is everything we seek. It is everything we are trying to obtain in this life. We're trying to find a permanent foothold of contentment. And yet we reach back into the world of impermanence, hoping to find a permanent foothold of peace. And it fails over and over and over again. We can't deny that it does appear that there is some temporary relief in the seeking, in the search for peace. That is true. But we also can't deny that that wears off and the next search happens. So I long for you to dissolve this, to experience this, to experience yourself again. And if you're new to this path, it will appear to be courageous. It will appear probably to be nonsensical, which is true. It's another pointer. The pointer is that self and being is nonsensical, illogical, irrational, and unknowable. Which means that the egoic mind is logical, sensible, rational, and knowable. So think about that. Anything that is logical, sensible, knowable, and rational isn't the truth. It's unbelievable. And this is who you are. In that irrational, nonsensical state is peace. It just is. It's not liberation or bondage. It's not good or bad or right or wrong. It just is. And that's what you were as a child. You were just isness happening as that child, building sandcastles and playing with your dolls and learning to ride a bike. And you have the option to experience that again. It's the only real choice we have in this life. That choice is to remain out in the world where the world of impermanence and temporary, where the constant seek of peace happens, or to turn within to the universal mind of consciousness of who you are. The permanence of being, that essence, that sense that you absolutely know is true and who you are. Reach for that. I challenge you, next time you want to reach for pleasure, instead of reaching for an activity or a substance or the next video or podcast or retreat, reach for yourself and see what happens. Make that decision. And it will deliver 100% of the time, because it's what is here 100% of the time, which is your true nature. You are way, way more grandiose than you've been led to believe. You are not limited. I am is everything, and so are you, because you are I am. Turn to that. Turn to I am. Turn to that which knows the permanence of childhood, that essence, and never, ever turn your attention away. And if you do, you will experience peace more and more permanent in your life. And then the most glorious part, you take that into your day and you share that with the world effortlessly. Unknowably, you don't even know you're sharing that, because there's no individual left to share it. There is just the sharing of peace. Inadvertently, it shines. That is your greatest gift that you can give this world, is being yourself. And in that, it shines upon and brightens the world.